All right. Well, hello everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Studio Finesse Online. Today we have the pleasure of having Zac in the room. I'm Yolana, for those I've not yet met. I'll be guiding today's session. So go ahead, meet me on the mat. We're going to start standing today. Standing at the top of your mat with the length of the mat out in front of you. Beautiful. Chin to chest. We're going to roll all the way down. Head's nice and heavy. Stretching through the back of the legs. Nice big inhale through the nose here. And then as you exhale, start to roll all the way back up to standing. Another one just like that. Chin to chest, roll yourself all the way down. Hanging down here this time. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through pursed lips. From here, we're going to take our left hand to the outside of our right ankle. Our right hand's going to go up to the ceiling. Eye gaze looks up to the ceiling here. Nice inhale through the nose. And then exhaling out through pursed lips, changing over to the other side. Right hand down to left ankle, left arm up to the ceiling. Trying to look back further onto that ceiling. Nice. And then come back through center. Hanging heavy through that head. Nice big inhale breath and relax through the legs, soft bend through the knee and start to roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Restacking that vertebra one at a time. Beautiful. We're going to go for one more roll down. Chin to chest. Roll yourself all the way down. Beautiful. This time we're going to walk out to plank. So go ahead and walk your hands down your mat. Finding yourself in your plank position, nice long line from the top of your head down to your heel, and then walk your hands back into your feet. Soft bend through the knees and roll all the way back up. Let's go again, chin to chest, roll yourself all the way down. Walking all the way out. Beautiful. If you need to drop to your knees, you can do so, but if not, staying in that plank. Then walk all the way back in, head's heavy, roll all the way up. Beautiful. On the next one, we're going to hold that plank position, rolling all the way down, walking out to plank. We're going to add 2 mountain runners here, taking one knee to the opposite elbow. Beautiful. Walk all the way back in, keeping the backs of the legs nice and straight, and then roll all the way up. One more just like this. Beautiful. The next time you find yourself in that plank position, go ahead and hold it there. We're going to hold for a round of mountain climbers. Nice long line, straight spine, long neck. Beautiful. Running it out here, taking your opposite knee to your opposite elbow for another 5, 3, 2, 1. Hold that plank and then drop the knees down. Sit yourself back to child's pose, feet hips heavy on those feet. Nice big inhale through the nose here. And exhaling out through pursed lips. Beautiful. One more exercise to finish up our warm up here. Go ahead and find yourself on your hands and knees. Elbows straight, shoulders stacked over those wrists. Beautiful. From here, we're going to go for a knee hover. Press into those toes and hover those knees just off the mat. And then slowly melt them all the way back down. Inhale to prepare, and on your exhale breath, hover those knees and then drop all the way back down. Beautiful. Working through this hover up and down. We're going to hold those knees hovered in another 5 seconds. Another 3, 2, last one. Hover the knees for 10. Another 5, 4, don't forget to breathe, 2, last one, drop the knees all the way down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to start laying on our back. So go ahead and spin yourself over, grab a set of hand weights or cans if you've not got any hand weights handy. Beautiful. Hands can go just down by our side to start, floating our right leg to tabletop. Beautiful. We're going to press into our left foot and start to peel the hips up nice and high, finding our single leg glute bridge. Beautiful. Melting all the way back down. Nice. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower all the way back down. Beautiful. I want you to think about rippling through your spine, lifting up one vertebra at a time on the way up, and then as you come down, melting upper back, middle back, lower back, all the way back down. Take those arms out to your chest press position. Elbows nice and wide, and as you peel the glutes up, press those dumbbells to the ceiling. And then as you lower back down, elbows find that chest press. Right angle at those elbows, making sure those weights stay stacked on your elbows. Beautiful. Peeling the hips up, dumbbells to the ceiling, holding it there in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and extend that top leg, toes to the ceiling. Beautiful. Lower all the way back down, find that chest press. Beautiful. Dumbbells to the ceiling, lift the hips, lower all the way back down. We've got 5 more seconds here. We're going to meet at the top. Taking that toe up to the ceiling, holding it there in 3, 2, last 1, press the hips high, hold it there. Wave that leg down towards the mat. Beautiful. Inhale to lift the toes back up towards the ceiling. Melt all the way back down. Open the arms. Beautiful. Lift the hips. Wave the leg. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, and then slowly melt all the way back down. Beautiful. Keeping those toes facing up towards the ceiling as you lower and lift this glute bridge. Trying to extend through the back of the knee as much as you can. Holding the hips high, working through this leg wave in another 3, 2, 1. Press the dumbbells to the ceiling, hold it there. Inhale to lower the leg, exhale to lift. Maybe flex the foot on the way down to the mat and point the toes as you go up to the ceiling. We've got 5 more seconds here. Can you lift those hips up any higher? For another 3, 2, last 1. Beautiful. Drop the hips down. Nice work. Dumbbells can go down. Give those knees a quick cuddle. Beautiful work. All right. We're going to set up for some core work here. Same position. Dumbbells in our hands. Lifting our legs to tabletop. Toes together, knees apart. So taking the knees out nice and wide and keeping your toes connected the whole time. Beautiful. Dumbbells up towards the ceiling. We're going to go for an oblique crunch. So lift your head, neck and shoulders off the mat, taking one hand between your legs, the other outside. Beautiful. And then lower all the way back down. Exhale to lift. Alternating each time. Beautiful. Lower all the way back down on the inhale. If at any stage these dumbbells become too much, you can always ditch them, but they will help you lift your head, neck and shoulders off the mat a little bit higher. Using the exhale to crunch, inhale to lower. Adding on in 5 seconds. Meet me with your head back down on the mat, dumbbells to the ceiling in 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Legs extend long to the end of the mat. Beautiful. Bring them back to where they came from. 1 oblique crunch. Alternating each rep here. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch. Beautiful. To advance further here, each time those legs go long, wave those hands behind you overhead, keeping the arms nice and long. Beautiful. Cycling that breath, inhaling to extend, nice long line, exhale to crunch. Beautiful work. Here for another 5 seconds. Holding nice and strong. Just working through this leg extension and overhead wave in 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Overhead wave, leg extension. Restack the dumbbells, bend the knees. Beautiful. Overhead, legs extend, back to tabletop. Another 5 seconds here, finishing off with a round of pulses. Feet to the ceiling in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take your feet up to the ceiling, trying to keep those legs nice and long. And let's pulse it out, trying to reach those dumbbells up to the socks. Beautiful. Here for another 5. Another 3, 2, last one, melting all the way back down. Beautiful work. Take those feet out nice and wide on the mat and allow both knees to fall onto one side, taking your windscreen wiper stretch. Looking over your opposite shoulder, releasing through your low back. Beautiful. And then we're going to set up for that single leg glute bridge on the other side. Left foot floats to tabletop to start. Right foot flat on the mat. We're going to go for a robot press this time. So keeping those elbows in nice and tight by your side. We're going to press through that right leg and peel our hips all the way up. Beautiful. Melting all the way back down. Exhale to lift the hips nice and high. Inhale to slowly melt all the way back down. Trying to articulate that spine on the way up and on the way down. Lifting one vertebra at a time and melting upper back, middle back, lower back as you hit the mat. Hands up to the ceiling. Beautiful. And then as you lower those hips, lower those arms to your robot press. Exhale to lift everything high. Inhale to melt back down onto that mat. Really recruiting through the back of the hamstrings, keeping your bottom in nice and close to that foot that's on the mat. Adding in that leg extension through the top foot in 3, 2, 1. The next time you lower the hips all the way down, extend the foot up. Keep that foot pointing up to the ceiling, and we're going to work through this glute bridge with our leg extended. Exhale to press. Inhale to melt all the way back down. Nice. Holding nice and strong, layering in that leg wave in 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Wave that leg down to the mat. Beautiful. Inhale to wave all the way back up to the ceiling and slowly melt all the way down. Exhale to press through that right foot. Inhale to lower the leg down to the floor. Exhale back to the ceiling and then melt all the way back down. Beautiful. Bit of swear words going on in here. Press the hips high. Flex the foot on the way down to the mat. Point the toes to lift. Holding for this leg wave in another 5 seconds. Another 3, 2, 1. Hold the hips high. Flex the foot to wave down to the mat. Exhale to lift toes to the ceiling. Good. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Beautiful work. I'm not sure we did the pulses on the other side, so we'll leave them on this too. Here for another 5. Another 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful work. Lower the hips down. Dumbbells can be placed down. We are done with those for now. How are you feeling there?
Oh, fresh.
Fresh. Have a sip of water if you need before we move on.
Easy.
All right, we're going to set up for some side kneeling work. So left knee down in the middle of your mat, left arm down, left palm down, just like Zac is there, and extending our right leg out to the side. Beautiful. Lowering the leg to start. Good. It's an inhale to lower the leg down to the mat. Exhale to lift up in line with the hip. Beautiful. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Beautiful. Taking that top hand to your ear now. Nice. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Layering in a torso rotation in 5 seconds. Meet me with that leg lifted in 3, 2, 1. Lift the leg, hold it there. Rotate that elbow down to the mat. Exhale to open to the front, lower the leg, reset. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to open. Good. Inhale to lower back down. Making sure you're not kicking that leg too far behind you. Bring it back in line with your spine. Beautiful. Really connecting through that glute to open and close that leg. So just be mindful that you're keeping that leg there the whole time, and then lower all the way back down. Lift the leg, rotate the elbow. Beautiful. Open and lower back down. Holding that leg lifted, just working through this rotation. In 3, 2, 1. Lift the leg, hold it there. Inhale to lower the elbow. Exhale to open out to the front. Beautiful. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Holding long. Elbow to the ceiling in another 5, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, pulsing up and down through that long leg. Little lift, little lower. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bend all the way in. Give that glute a punch out. Beautiful. Sitting back if you need, taking a quick child's pose stretch there. And then we're going to superset that glute, coming up into a 4-point kneel. We're going to work through that right leg to start. So shuffling forward, making sure that your shoulders are stacked on top of your wrists here, knees under the hips. Go ahead and flex through your right foot, keeping your left foot flat down on the mat, keeping that shin heavy on the mat. Beautiful. Bending the right knee in to start. Inhale to bend, exhale to press that leg up in line with your spine. Flex the heel to extend the leg behind you. Inhale to bend, exhale to press. Beautiful. 5 more seconds like this. Another 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Drop the toes down, keeping the leg long. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Go ahead and bend the knee on the inhale. Press the leg long. Good. It's an inhale to lower that leg. Exhale to lift. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. That's the flow. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Good. Just working through this leg lower and lift in another 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and tap the toes to the mat and lift the leg back up in line with your spine. Good. Inhale to lower here, exhale to lift. Adding in 1 donkey kick in 5. Bending that knee, bringing that heel to your bottom in 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Bend the knee, send the leg long. Send the leg long and lower and lift the leg. Beautiful. 1 bend, bring the heel to the bottom, press the leg long, lower and lift the leg. Nice. Finishing off with donkey kick pulses in 5. Bend the knee, hold it there in 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, poking little holes in the ceiling, lifting that heel up and down, squeezing through that right glute for another 3, 2, last one. Beautiful work. Press that leg down long, place the foot down on the floor now. Beautiful. Tucking those toes under like Zac is. We're going to go for a knee to chest. Pressing those hands into the mat underneath you. Go ahead and hover your left knee off the mat, bringing that knee into your chest. Good. And then lower all the way back down. 1 more like that. Just getting used to this movement, and then lower back down. From here, you're going to lift that right leg up in line with your spine. As you lower, lift the right leg and go for a tippy bird push-up. Lower the chest down to the mat. Exhale to press through the palms. Lower the foot. 1 knee hover, 1 tippy bird push-up. Good. Using that exhale to lift the knee. Inhale to lower. Inhale to press. Exhale to lift. Beautiful. Nice. Holding for these knee to chest in another 3, 2, last one. Place that right foot down on the mat. We're just going to hover and reach that knee to chest. Looking down towards that knee as you lift it. Beautiful work. Here for another 5. Another 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful job. Nice work. Roll out those shoulders. Give those wrists a roll out too. Beautiful. We're going to spin yourself around. We're going to work through that whole set on the other side. Coming back down into your 4-point kneel. Shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hips. Extend your left foot back now. Nice. We're going to go ahead and go for that knee to chest. Press through the palms and bring that right knee up to your chest. And then lower the knee, reset. We'll go for one more like that to get used to this movement before we layer in that tippy bird push-up. Beautiful. Good. Lift that back leg. And we're going to melt that chest down to the floor for our tippy bird push-up. Beautiful. Inhale to lower here. Exhale to press. Lower the foot. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Beautiful work. We've got about 5 more seconds here before we're going to just work through this knee to chest, rounding through the back to lift that knee nice and high in 3, 2, 1. The next time you finish after that tippy bird push-up, go ahead and place that foot down. We're just going to work through that knee to chest. Press through the palms, float that right knee off the mat. Good. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Nice. Rounding through the back of your t-shirt to get a little bit more lift. Looking down towards that thigh. Pressing through those hands, lifting the knee for another 5, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful work. Drop back to a quick child's pose. Extending the arms nice and long, having a sip of water if you need to at any time. Inhaling all the way through the nose and exhaling out through pursed lips. Beautiful. Staying in that 4-point kneel, facing towards the same direction. We're going to superset here, working through that bent leg press, working through the left leg. Flexing the foot to start. Beautiful. Bend the knee on the inhale. And then press that leg up in line with the spine on the exhale, flexing the foot. Good. Keeping that foot flexed the whole time. Inhale to bend and exhale to press. Really pressing through those palms, puffing up through the back of your t-shirt as if someone's got their hand on your shoulder blades, you're pressing into them. Beautiful. Layering in that lower and lift of the back leg in 3, 2, 1. The next time you press that leg long, hold it there. Tap the toes down to the mat. Good. Exhale to lift that leg up. And then bend and press the leg. We're not doing that hover. Good. Lower the foot. No. Press the leg up. Lower and lift the long leg. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, bend and press the leg. Beautiful. Lower and lift. Exhale to lift, inhale to bend, exhale to press. Good. Holding here for another 5 seconds. Losing this bent leg press, bringing that heel into your bottom in 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Bend the knee, bring the heel to your bottom. Press the leg long. Lower and lift that leg. Beautiful. Bend the knee. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Lower and lift that back leg. Beautiful work. 5 more seconds here. Finishing off with these donkey kick pulses in 3, 2, 1. The next time you bend that knee, heel to bottom, hold it there. Little lift, little lower, like you're stamping holes in the ceiling with your heel, holding strong for 5. Another 3, 2, last one, come all the way down. We've got that side kneeling work, opening out to the front. We're going down onto our right knee now, right palms flat on the mat, and extending our left leg out to the side here. Beautiful. You know what's coming on this side? It's an exhale to lift that leg up in line with your hip and then lower on the inhale. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Beautiful. Starting to layer in that rotation. So take that top hand to your ear. Hold that leg long in 5. Lifting it up, holding it there in 3, 2, 1. Rotate, taking that elbow down to the mat. Exhale to open out to the front, lower and lift the leg. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Good. Inhale to twist, rotate as much as you can. Exhale to open, lower and lift that leg. Beautiful. Holding strong. We are on the home stretch, team. Lifting that leg, we're going to hold it there in another 5 seconds, just working through this rotation in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rotate, elbow down to the mat, exhale to open. Beautiful. Inhale to lower here, exhale to lift. We've got 5 more seconds here, meeting me with that elbow to the ceiling, holding it there in 3, 2, last one, open out all the way to the side, hold it there. Little pulse through that long leg, little lift, little lower, holding strong. Last bit of hard work for 5. Another 3, 2, last one, lower all the way down. Give that glute a punch out. Zac's got a poker face.
We made it.
Beautiful work. We'll go for a quick cool down stretch here. Go ahead and find yourself in your kneeling position and then take your both feet over to one side to find your mermaid sit. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. From there, reaching up and over with your left arm, breathing into your side body, filling up your left ribs, inhaling through your nose, and as you exhale, reaching all the way up and over to the other side. You'll have much reduced range on this side, but that's okay. Inhale here. Exhale. 1 more in each direction before we change the legs to the other side. Beautiful work. Last one here. Nice. And when you're ready, feet go to the other side, finding that mermaid sit in the other direction. Left foot up against right thigh, left hand down on the mat, reaching up and over, breathing into that side body, filling up those lungs with air. Nice big inhale and exhale as you take it over in the other direction. Beautiful. 1 more here, either side, up and over. Last one. Beautiful work. We did a lot of work on those glutes. Lay yourself down on your back very quickly. We'll release through those glutes. Taking 1 foot across the opposite knee and then grabbing your thigh and pulling both legs in towards your chest. Taking a nice big inhale breath here and exhaling out through pursed lips. When you're ready, changing the legs over, hooking your opposite leg over that knee, reaching through, grabbing that thigh, pulling both legs in towards your chest, holding it here for 5. Nice big breaths. Another 3, 2, last one. Beautiful work. Sit yourself all the way up. Take any other stretches that you feel you need today. Thanks for joining us today, team. It was beautiful to have someone else in the room doing all the hard work.
Yep.
Any questions, comments, or feedback, please make sure you let us know. We'd love to hear it. I'm sure you enjoyed having Zac on screen today. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that in the coming weeks and months. Bye for now. See ya.